story. This is all we know about Paolo Banchero and Dejounte Murray beef. So the story goes on to say this Orlando Magic rookie Paolo Banchero pulled up to the 7th annual Zeke End Pro-Am tournament over the weekend and may have found himself involved in a new beef afterward. The event is hosted by two-time All-Star Isaiah Thomas and has often featured notable players, including Isaiah Thomas himself. Guard Dejounte Murray was among those that competed in Tacoma, Washington. So this is, of course, a Washington event. If you guys don't know, Paolo Banchero went to high school here. He was an O'Day. I think they're the Irish. Nevertheless, O'Day. And then you got, of course, Dejounte Murray himself being a Rainier Beach Viking in the metro area. And you can clearly see that when it comes to any time you talk about Rainier Beach, Garfield, or O'Day, which is kind of the Catholic private school down there in Seattle, there's always going to be some tension between these guys because obviously those schools are so historic in their history here in Seattle, especially in the metro area. We talk about them at nauseum. I coach against them when it comes to the playoffs, and so, or I help coach. I don't say I am the coach, but I help coach in those playoff series. And I remember going against actually Dejounte Murray's Rainier Beach Vikings in 1 year a couple years ago. Obviously, he was not on the team when I was coaching, but you can clearly see that these schools have historical players that have come through, and there's going to be even more because I think Seattle, to be honest with you, has the best basketball in the whole west side of the United States. I don't think it's even close. And I don't care what California has to say. Washington has the best basketball, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But besides my bias, let's continue on talking about the story here. The event, like I said, Paolo and Murray who are both from Seattle. Again, like I talked about, O'Day for Banchero and Rainier Beach for Murray, who are both from Seattle, were matched up against each other in a turn. It took turns handing the score duties for their team. The two appeared to have a little fun in the game, but the situation then escalated to the next level, seemingly out of nowhere. When MPJ was playing at Nathan Hale, that was the golden age of Seattle hoops, high school hoops. It wasn't too bad. Tar Heel, did you play high school hoops out here? I can't remember. I think we talked about it one time. I can't remember what your answer was about that. I can't remember if you played out in the metro area, if you're from the Seattle area when you were in high school. But things started to get a little bit chippy after Banchero made a play on the ball down the paint. Murray fell to the ground and proceeded to get up and walk over towards Banchero. He then bumped into Banchero, the number one pick, seemingly unfazed by the gesture. Let's look at the yeah, there, Paul Banchero kind of fouling. They got into it just a little bit. More so, Dejounte Murray kind of giving him the shoulder. Of course, Paolo Banchero kind of going to him, giving him a little pat rub in the belly. And then the highlight of the game came when Paolo Banchero. Okay, I only played tennis in high school. I feel it, man. I feel it. Paolo Banchero getting an early welcome to the league moment from Dejounte Murray. And again, this moment has gone viral across the NBA or across the NBA sphere. I mean, let's look at this again. Dejounte Murray with the up fake, get a ball around him, throw it off the glass, dunk on him. And again, it proceeds to be continuing to lead to more escalation. Excuse me. Murray was fired up the rest of the game following that jam and often took the assignment of guarding Banchero on defense. Banchero had some nice finishes over Murray, none of which were as empathetic as that one-handed slam, though. And then, let's see here. Paolo Banchero stuns him all game. This is, of course, against Dejounte Murray. Again, I mean, Paolo Banchero, 6'10", 250. I can't remember how much he was. I think he might be at least 252, maybe like 220, 230. The dude's big. Like, it's gonna be hard for a guard to guard him. Just kind of how it is. And then let's see here. Let's see this video. I don't think this is anything. I think it's just the side video of it. Okay, nothing there really. And so it then continues. Once the game was over, Murray took to Instagram to post a video of his dunk on his reels. Paolo Banchero caught wind of it and then offered up a response of his own, which resulted in the two going back and forth a bit on their stories. With the basketball world at a standstill at the height of the offseason, apparently the beef between Banchero and Murray took over social media with several fans weighing in. And this is, of course, what Paolo Banchero said to responding to Dejounte Murray's story. Lol, unfollowed me on the gram and everything. Must have been personal, huh? That's fine. Just make sure you guard up next time and stop sending double some family. And then Dejounte Murray comes back at him like this. You tried to flex that number one pick-ish on me when I've been rooting for you when you were a kid, asking to rebound for me. Paolo Banchero, don't get on this internet saying nothing. You changed from the humble kid you always was, and I stand on the real-ish boy, and you know you made it when you changed, and you made it, and it changed, and I lost all respect. Stay humble. This life you're in now is real, and it ain't no joke. I still want to see you win because that's who I am. And then, of course, we got Paolo Banchero pushing back. He said, same humble kid, always vouch for you, bro. Don't switch the narrative for the internet. And, of course, it leads to other kind of conversations here. We got this clip of Dejounte Murray at the Pro-Am at Seattle Pacific here in the Jamal Crawford Pro-Am. We'll take a look at it one more time. Again, Dejounte Murray with the disrespect over a 9-to-5 guy. Dejounte Murray told Paolo Banchero. This is, of course, from Ahmad. He says here, Dejounte told Paolo Banchero that the NBA changed him and he didn't even play 5 minutes of NBA basketball. Of course, the picture of today's video, Dejounte Murray and Paolo sharing some beef. And then, of course, we got Ashley Nicole Moss talking about what in the Degrassi is going on with Paolo Banchero and Dejounte Murray. Of course, we got a lot of other different memes. We got Rob Perez talking about him, Dejounte Murray doing his thing. And again, it continues on to the story. And here's what I'll say about this. I think we need to calm down on this beef. I don't think it's really anything. I think people are overreacting to it in many different ways. Because at the end of the day, this beef doesn't really matter. These are two guys going at each other. This, to me, should have just been left on the basketball court. I know that's the fence sitter. That's the middle ground. That's the baby way out of everything. But I don't think that this beef was necessary. And it might have just been just because, Dejounte was feeling some type of way at the Isaiah Thomas event. And that's really it. To me, this is not a good look because for Seattle basketball, there's a brotherhood when it comes to this. Jamal Crawford had, and many guys before Jamal Crawford even have always kind of banded together when they made it to the league, and they've always kind of stuck out with each other, whether they played on rival teams in the Metro League. Doesn't matter if they played on O'Day, Garfield, Nathan Hale, Cleveland, many other schools out here, right? Rainier Beach, Chief Sealth, West Seattle, all those school programs. No matter what the situation was, those guys have always banded together. This has never been an issue before where two guys, seemingly young. I mean, I think Dejounte Murray is 23, 24. And so at the end of the day, I think that this is just a little bit of a childish situation for both of these guys. Again, I think whether you're a Apollo fan or Apollo hater, you can clearly see that this is just a situation that just got out of hand for no reason. And maybe not so where it's violent and it's just more so Twitter drama and Instagram and more so internet drama. I still want people to understand that this is not the way that when I think about Paolo Banchero, when I think about Dejounte Murray in the Seattle area, I still think it's a brotherhood. I can't believe that we're letting some Pro-Am event come between these two guys because I think Dejounte Murray, he's a good player, man. I think he's going to do a lot of great things for the Atlanta Hawks now that he got traded there. And it's the same thing. I think Paolo Banchero and the Magic are going to be a great league pass team. I think they're going to be a great team. So the fact that these two are getting into some stupid beef that probably will get hyped up during the NBA season, I could already see ESPN, I could see TNT, I could see all those media companies bringing this up because it'll draw attention, it'll draw ratings. But this is not what we need to see in the NBA. Let these two guys go at each other with their game. I don't care for them talking on the internet. I don't care about any of that stuff. Let them have it on the court because that's what it's really about. Who is the best Seattle player to ever come from the state? These two guys could be vying for that title. Jamal Crawford, I think, holds the crown currently, in my opinion. And it's up to these two guys to go take it. And Tari Eason and many other guys that are still, in the league right now, There's so many guys in the league right now that play in the Seattle area, and the fact that they're beefing over something so lame. It's not even something to beef about. It's just Dejounte Murray getting mad for no reason. And these two guys just going at it. This is not what they need for the NBA rookie right now. Like let Paolo deal with the challenges of being the number 1 overall pick. There's no need to add more pressure to the kid. I'm not saying that he won't live up or he won't excel in the pressure of this beef, whatever this stupid beef is. But it's still a situation that I find myself kind of laughing a bit because I think that this was definitely not necessary. I know my friends are Atlanta Hawk guys. Sean is a fan of them, and so is my friend Josh. I'm obviously going to be rooting for Dejounte Murray. You're going to have some people who are Chet Holmgren fans are going to be like, nah, it's Chet all the way. Forget about Paolo. At the end of the day, let's leave it on the court. No need for this beef. Let's figure out who is the best Seattle guy going forward. So I'm excited to actually see these two guys play against one another in the future in a basketball game where these two guys can go at it the right way, can go at it on the game, and we can do wins and losses to see who is the better Seattle area player. Again, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of this story? I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I thought it was interesting to cover, especially being a Seattle area guy myself, and along with my boy Pete. Just kind of talking about it and figuring out what you guys think about the situation. If you are from the Seattle area, what school did you go to if you're out here? And do you think which Metro team is the best Metro team of all time? Let me know in the comment section down below, because I would love to know what you guys think about all those teams and also this beef as well, as we continue to proceed to give you what you need here on The Charge. Like I said, giving the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. Like I said, please remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you're new to the channel.